Welcome to Zululand, the wild backyard of South Africa and my stomping grounds for the past couple months. I've been on a mission to explore the uncharted bushveld and jungle of the Elephant Coast in search of some of its wackier treasures. This untamed place is home to things that bite, hiss, scratch and sting, as well as some truly extraordinary birds. I have been tracking down a list of 10 that stood out and have just about got them all, surviving some of my most outlandish antics yet. I've also been following the tales of sunken ships and ancient gold, and even ventured out to the coast to take on a more modern wreck. But the real adventure was back inland, where I got to tangle with some really lacquer creatures as we scoured the river systems and mountains for the 10 treasure birds. They were the goal of my journey and definitely the highlights, but that's not to say it was all smooth sailing. Tearing across the country, I ticked off treasure birds one by one, and in doing so got to see and explore some of the most remote locations of the region. Of all the incredible treasure birds we'd found, one remained, and having missed it at every turn, the crew and I had packed our bags and given up on the green malkoa. As far as we were concerned, this bird was a lost cause. So you can imagine our surprise when a faint whistling sound emitted from the trees back at camp. Just glimpses through the canopy of a thin green bird with an outstanding beak. It was the final day of our journey and we were all set to head home. The last thing we expected was for the missing treasure bird to simply fall into our laps.
There he is, there he goes.
There he was, the 10th treasure bird on my list, and the final one for Zululand, calling from a tree right above our campsite. After all of the work that went into finding him, he finally came to us, and to see him like this was an absolute treat. And he hung around too. Right above the landy. Now he's just teasing us. The ultimate forest skulker, perfectly camouflaged amongst the big leaves, with the exception of that brightly colored bill, of course.
So, what do you guys have to say about the green malkoa in camp?
They exist.
It was doubtful for a while, but they do exist.
Are we rolling? Are we rolling?
The journey had been phenomenal, not to mention a little bit loony. The things I'd gotten to see and do over the past couple of months, few get to experience in a lifetime, and they'll stay with me till the end. Let's not forget that I said goofy. Such a mixture of experiences that Zululand had to offer, each with its own set of challenges, whether it be rough terrain or Lost Corps crew members. I promise we actually did some wildlife-related filmmaking. We got to work with some truly amazing animals, and a lot of it would not have been possible without said crew members. They got dragged through some ridiculous stuff to get the shots, and more than that, they had to put up with me the whole way through. So while they're a little rough around the edges, I could not have asked for a better team. Thanks to you guys for hanging in there with this lunatic. I'm not sure how you did it. However, we'd be finishing this journey where it started, back at Betchan, surrounded by students, animals, and chaos. We'd be joining in for the evening ceremony that signified the end of term. An old Zulu tradition called Ndugu, in which an okeri is passed around the group and the person holding it shares their favorite experiences of the day. The night was drawing to a close, and therefore, so was our adventure. It left an enormous hole in my heart to say goodbye to this beautiful place. Beautiful in appearance, and beautiful in soul. Although I will be on to my next adventure soon, the memory of this place will stay with me forever. It was time to hit the road for the last time. So long Betchan, so long Zululand.